A Mochi moment from Sadie, who writes, I'm not crying, you're crying. This is what I said during my first appointment with my physician at Mochi, because I didn't have to convince him I needed a GLP-1. He understood, and I felt supported, not judged. I came for the weight loss and stayed for the empathy. Thanks, Sadie. I'm Myra Ahmed, founder of Mochi Health. To find your Mochi moment, visit joinmochi.com.
Sadie is a Mochi member compensated for her story.
Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 774 for Tuesday the 21st of April 2026. I'm your host Mark Webb, gamertag Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby 360G, and joining me today is...
It's Graham, or GM Marks 14 again.
It's your resident trophy whore, Mr. Peebs.
Oh shit, I thought Nick was here for some reason. I do apologise, it's since they switched.
Yeah, well,
He's
Nick's
just very quiet.
Yeah, Nick's busy shagging this week, so he might be back next week. I don't know. But no, we're all here. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone enjoyed the 360 special episode last week. What I've noticed is I forgot to read out the questions, so I'm going to do that first. The questions from last week that I forgot to read out because the episode went on for a bit longer than anticipated. And obviously Peebs is here. So he can give us a trip down memory lane briefly before we get into the news and games we've played. I think that would be quite nice. So let's do the questions now. We only had a couple of questions on the Discord last week anyway, so it won't take us too long. So What's My Tag asked, or gave us some memories and stuff. With Phil Spencer gone, would you rather have Don Matrick come back or stay with the new AI non-gaming Xbox director?
Yeah, I reckon the AI lady is not up to much, in my opinion, but there you go.
Yeah.
We've yet to see anything, though, to be fair, and
it is early days.
Like someone pointed out, people have been like talking to her online and probing into her gamer tag and all of that lot, and she's admitted that she's only kind of recently started playing games and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it. She hasn't attacked anyone. She hasn't become like some victim or anything, going, oh, look at all these toxic gamers attacking me over this or anything. She's just put her head down and is trying to sort stuff out.
Well,
which is a nice thing because that's so prevalent, like playing the victim these days.
Fair enough, yeah.
Well, also, she might be doing some good because I did see in the news this week that some leaked internal documents have come out saying that she thinks that Game Pass is too expensive.
Yeah,
so there's rumours
for a lot of people.
Yeah, so there's rumours they might be tweaking some of the tiers, like having like a tier without Call of Duty to bring the price down and other bits. But there's also other rumours.
How about you don't pay to play online tier and that's it?
Yeah.
Well, I saw that there's meant to be a tier geared toward first-party games as well, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, because I don't have very many anymore, do they? That are any good?
Well, no, but you know, once they get back on it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Once Forza comes out, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we might be getting Gears this year. Don't forget Gears E-Day or whatever it is that looks could be really good as long as they go back to the older Gears and not like this rebooted shite they've done for the last couple of games.
Yeah. But they're also talking about internally, apparently, stopping the multi-platform games as well, so bringing back exclusives to the platform.
I did hear that,
which I think is a good idea. To be honest,
it is a good idea, but I don't think they've got the number of customers now to make that viable, unless they're willing to take like big financial losses.
Yeah.
Like I think since they started putting their games on PlayStation, I think their games have only just started to kind of make money once they did that.
Yeah.
But who knows? But like I say, the exclusives are a good thing, but we shall see.
So basically, they're thinking of you turning on everything.
Pretty much, they're doing a Starmer. Yeah.
God.
Right, a few Xbox 360 related things. They're not just questions, just little tidbits from people that I wanted to read out. Tag says he had 4 Xbox 360. Xbox 360s, 3 of those red ringed. He fixed them all by putting the console into the hot press in a towel. His favourite gen by a mile. So many studios were on fire. BioWare, Bungie, even EEA.
Yeah, look, there was a bloke at our work who used to take people's like red ringed Xboxes and fix them, and he used to say something about wrapping them in towels, which is just weird because you'd think that would overheat it, and obviously overheating the systems is bad, right?
I think it would like remelt some of the shitty solder they had in there to re-engage the little circuit. Because it was that crappy solder, because of some new rules to solder without lead or something, and so it would fuck up really easy.
There are issues apparently with like the OG PS5s, weren't there, having like shitty solder. If you were a heathen and you stood your console upright, there was a chance that you could melt the solder off of one of the chips.
I've still got my launch day PS5.
But have you held it upright or?
No, I lay it down, mate. The true way.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's to do because the way that if it gets hot, the metal starts to run.
Right.
I think it might be the liquid metal which is on the chip to cool it down.
That's it. That's the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think otherwise.
Yeah, you've got the Pro though, haven't they? They've changed it since then.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
This was like just the launch models.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that on a few tech videos.
Intriguing. St. Adam says he had 2 Xboxes red ring on him. His favourite games for the 360 are Gears of War, Left 4 Dead, Street Fighter 4, Dead Rising, Condemned, and COD 4. It was just a great era of gaming. Felt like everyone was online. You could party up and game for hours, which I completely agree with.
Yeah, do you remember that question we actually had of like, did you ever play a game and then really dislike it, and then when you went back to it, everything clicked?
Yes.
Dead Rising was that for me.
Oh, really?
On the original 360. Yeah, because I tried playing and doing everything in that game first time through. Not realising that it's physically impossible to pretty much do that because you haven't got the upgrades and I didn't know what a New Game Plus was.
And it's time-based as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I hated it the first time through. I was just like, this is bollocks. This is impossible. I can't get anywhere. I'm getting mullered. Like when the soldiers turn up with the guns and all that lot. And you're just like, this is fucking ridiculous. And then someone's like, no, just die where you are and then restart it from the beginning and you will keep all your upgrades and then see how well you do the second time around. And I was like, I played through it the second time and completed it. And I was like, awesome. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, first impressions on that weren't great, even though I was really looking forward to it because of all the funny, silly stuff in it you could actually do.
Yeah. Epic. Him talking about COD 4 for me it just brings back so many memories because I'd literally get home from work, I'd turn on my Xbox and half my friends list would be on COD 4 online. And, you'd always have people to play it with. What's quite interesting as well, I was watching a documentary on YouTube today about the history of Infinity Ward and Call of Duty. One thing I didn't know is that a lot of the devs from Infinity Ward were ex-Medal of Honor devs.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
what is it like from EA?
Yeah, so they left working on Medal of Honor to start their own company. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
The OG Medal of Honor game was great.
Yeah.
And then
brilliant.
kind of they tried to compete with COD and were more missed than hit. Like they had a few games that were okay, but they weren't as good as like those original PS1 or like the PS2 one, which had I can't remember what the one on the PS2 was. I remember it just being like blown away by one of the opening stages that was basically a rip-off of Saving Private Ryan,
Yes.
where you storm the beach, you had to pick up the explosive poles
the
and smack them in
Bangalores.
the ground. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. I loved that, mate. It was so good. Bangalores!
It had the whole like Dutch campaign and stuff in it as well.
Yeah,
I
that's
think one of the
right.
levels was called Arnhem Nights.
Yeah. Oh, memories,
And it had
man.
a fantastic like soundtrack with like all choral singing and stuff.
That's Call of Duty 2, isn't it? Are you on about, or are you on about Medal of Honor?
No, this was Medal of Honor, one of the Medal of Honors.
Yeah.
That was.
Was that PS1?
I
Medal of
still
Honor
remember.
Frontline, I think, wasn't it?
I thought it was PS2. I just remember it having a really good soundtrack that I used to listen to a lot as well.
Yeah.
Quite memorable set of music to it.
Yeah. I'm sure it was that. I'm sure that's the one. Let's just move on. Tag, as part of this conversation, says it was the last era of sports games before Ultimate Team and microtransactions destroyed the career modes. Madden, Backbreaker, FIFA, Blitz the League were all some of the best games for him. St. Adams says it was the last era of also before games became a business model and having to include battle/season passes for every game. Games just seemed more fun back then. No one really cared about frame rates or graphics, which seems to be the first question anyone asks.
Or who was making the games either.
Yeah.
Nowadays you get like, oh, look at the people who made this game.
Yeah.
There's not enough X, Y, Z people there. And you're like, oh, for God's sake. Well, I think the main issue that obviously that 360 PS3 era had was the era, like we said, where gaming went proper mainstream.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of games that were standing up and making more money than Hollywood blockbusters. And I think that's when a lot of businesses started to basically be like, oh, no, we need to get in on this racket, boys.
Yeah.
Send out the people to do some market research and we'll see what we can come up with. But like we know, like a lot of things nowadays just seem to be based off of like research and algorithms, and they still can't get it right because they're not actually like gamers, the people at the top, so they've got no fucking idea.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's why we get so many people just like blindly walking up to the oppie, putting on a blindfold and throwing the entire pack of darts and making one of them land.
Yeah. Tag said in this conversation, more AA games were successful because they just made a fun game and you didn't have to worry about going bankrupt immediately after one average selling game. And I don't even remember Guitar Hero and Rock Band. More amazing games to play with friends, sadly dead and probably never coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we touched
they
on them
oversaturated them though. That was the problem, weren't it? They're successful, but because they were successful, they just went mad with it, and then people just got burnt out.
Yeah,
with all the peripherals and it's just mad.
Good time though, man. That was a good time.
A bit like the way you ended up with all these shovelware games on the Wii, didn't you? Because there were so many of them out there in the wild.
Yeah.
Like you'd stop off at the gas station or something to buy something at the petrol station or whatnot, and it's like, oh, right, yeah, packet of cigarettes. Oh, can I interest you in Bathroom Counter Simulator 5 for the Wii? What? It's in the basket over there with all the other shit. And you're like, oh, what weird.
Bizarre.
Mm.
The last thing on Discord was from Clark. He said, I was late to the party when I got my 360. I believe it was the 120 gig Elite version, and the reason I got it was so I could play Battlefield Bad Company with a mate of mine as he had it on Xbox, but I was a PS3 fanboy. No crossplay back then. I was blown away by how good multiplayer games were on the Xbox with party chat, etc., than PlayStation, and I was instantly hooked. It's how I got to find out about you lot too. Thumbs up.
Because also obviously thinking back to that era as well, it was pretty much like the birth of online gaming properly, I would say, even though it had been around before. Even so, if you talked about people, like if you generally talk to people about you played games online, everyone just instantly thought of Xbox and Xbox Live. Even though gaming online on PC had been around,
Yeah.
People never thought of that side. It was mainly just, Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Because obviously the PlayStation's online service was leagues behind what Xbox were doing.
Yeah, it was.
And that was why a lot of people also pushed over onto Xbox back then.
Yeah.
I never even connected my PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. Plus, it doesn't. Think of all those trophies you missed out on back on the PS3. But it also didn't help that obviously PlayStation had the infamous, was it 6 weeks or a month and a half or something where their online service was just completely screwed up?
Yeah, got hacked, didn't it? Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
And they're like, here's a couple of free arcade games. Keep going, boys.
Oh, dear. Yeah, man. It was a good time. It's a great era. Obviously, we banged on about it loads last week. Peebs was obviously a big part of the Xbox 360 since the very early days, especially, and on the podcast as well. And you had quite a few systems yourself, didn't you, Peebs? Xbox 360.
Yeah, I probably had at least 2 or 3 Red Rings of Death, and then my final one was I had the Star Wars limited edition, which I wish I'd kept. Yeah, I know. I'm gutted.
You could have kept it in a case, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I sold stuff when I got divorced and stuff, and I was short of cash, and I pretty much sold everything, all my Rock Band stuff, all my Guitar Hero stuff, because I had all the Rock Band drums, guitars, Beatles. I loved that game. I had all the peripherals. I had the Beatles stuff. All gone, but 360 easily the best generation for me. Easy. I remember the first time I ever connected the 360 up, because I had the PlayStation. Because couldn't you connect the PlayStation 2?
Yes.
To the internet, yeah.
Yes,
see, I never did that.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was just back in the days when the internet weren't the greatest. But I did connect my 360. And the first game I played with someone was an arcade game, Track and Field.
Oh wow!
I was playing with some guy in Italy. I was playing with. I couldn't believe it. I was like chatting to the missus. Like, I'm playing with someone in Italy on the Xbox. Couldn't believe it.
She's like very good.
Yeah.
She shouted at you.
Yeah, yeah, because it was the X. Yeah. But the favourite then was obviously Gears and Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead was brilliant.
Oh, fucking hell. I still remember helping you get that bloody gnome achievement, Peebs.
Yeah, was he had to carry the gnome from start to finish or something? Or from a certain area, Yeah, strange, because we've had a lot of sort of pretend, like the World War Z and that one we've just been playing, the Toxic Commando, and what was the other one? The Back 4 Blood. We've had quite a few sort of invitations, but they've just never, although they've been good games themselves, they've never really just captured the imagination that Left 4 Dead did.
It was the first of its kind, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In theory, from that, where it's just like, oh, look at the amount of enemies, look at how things can hit the fan in seconds.
And just the party system was, what was it, 8 people in a party? You'd get on, going from work, I'd jump in a party, there'd always be 6 to 7, 8 people in them. You'd have people who couldn't join the party. There was that many people wanting to get in the party.
Opening the second party up on that.
Yeah, you'd have 2 or 3 parties going. Now you can't. I'll be lucky to get one person in it to chat to.
I know. It's crazy, isn't
it? Mad, isn't it? Yeah, you thought it'd get better, wouldn't you? With obviously connections are better now and the infrastructures are so much better now, but it just, I don't know. We still get on Discord time to time, like we did a little while ago with Toxic Commando and stuff, but it's not every night like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, but I don't think it's all just the games, though. As I mentioned last week, I think a lot of that is we're all older, got more responsibilities. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Need to replace the sticky tape holding our legs on and all that every now and again.
We can't have Peebs having another divorce, gaming all night every night, can we?
It has been mentioned numerous times on this podcast, but it probably did contribute to my first marriage collapsing, being addicted to my Xbox 360.
I was just trying to get. he was trying
Divorced.
he was trying to beat my gamer score, wasn't he? So he was like, and then Peebs overtook me, and then he went over to PlayStation, and now I'm ahead of him again.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to catch Stunty.
Yeah, so oh mate, but like the Xbox 360 was just such a. I think for us, you know, on the podcast and the community and stuff like that, we're all pretty much at the right age, I think, when the system released, because we all had a bit of spare cash, more, you know, spare time and that, and could get on a lot. I think if it had come out,
it
now,
arrived at the perfect time for me, because it was just after my clubbing years were kind of done, I'd say.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I
Never
wasn't
done.
spending. I'd literally remember saying to people like, they'd be like, "Oh, you coming out clubbing or something?" And they'd be like, "Well, I could spend 30 or 40 quid going out clubbing for a night and wake up tomorrow with a hangover and throwing up, or I could spend that money on a game which will still be there in the morning."
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially today's prices. I went to see The Prodigy on Thursday.
Yeah.
£9.50 a pint.
I thought you were about to say £9.50 for the ticket, for the entrance. I was like, bloody hell, bargain.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. Oh, what a time, mate. What a time the 360 was. Amazing.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. But it was like, and for podcasts as well, because like, I think back, it was a lot easier to find podcasts then. Like, so everyone I pretty much game with found the podcast, and I still game with them now. But it was easy because you just go onto iTunes, because they were the only ones that had podcasts, and search for Xbox, and then the podcast would come up. And like now, it would be in the middle of like thousands of other podcasts. You wouldn't be able to fucking find a thing.
Well, I just think gaming
as well.
Gaming podcasts are just non-existent. Well, they're probably still about. I don't search for them as much, but I only listen to this one. There isn't there isn't any anymore. I don't find any good ones
of them
anyway.
on YouTube now. I think you can just watch them on YouTube or have them on in the background in YouTube or something.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the magazines that might have had sort of a podcast now they don't exist, do they?
Yeah.
Because you used to get like your Giant Bomb and your Game Spot and all
I
that.
think Giant Bomb's still going, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it still going?
But it changed like years ago. One of the main presenters died on his honeymoon, didn't he?
Yeah, that was shit.
Ryan Davis.
Yeah, and after that, it just went to shit, mate. To be honest.
And I think they've been bought several times and they've changed hands, and it just doesn't feel. It feels very corporate. It doesn't feel like it's sort of fans doing it. Do you know what I mean? To a degree.
Yeah.
But is what it is.
But yeah, I mean, Darren's right about YouTube, because like I watch a lot of like stuff on YouTube, but it's like a single person just chatting in the mic, or if it's like Digital Foundry, it's a couple. It's like that's the only one with like a few of them, and they're chatting back and forth. Yeah, that seems to be the way a lot of the gaming stuff is now, because I think a lot of people want that visual as well as the audio, but that's effort, mate.
Yeah, but I like listening to them at work or in the car, and obviously you can't really do that when you YouTube.
Yeah, true.
But I still like the audio format.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dying breed in the gaming space, I think, mate, to be honest.
Well, now, like we said last week, when a lot of the news you get now, where you see it like days in advance on X or Twitter or whatever, where you'd be like, "Oh, did you see this story of think so and so?" And it's like, "Yeah, I just read about it on Twitter." Like, rather than it being like a big surprise, like very rarely do you get like something that catches you off guard, or like, "Oh wow, this kind of happened," or some idiot leaked like a load of games that they're going to get shown at some event or something. So you're just like,
Yeah, so, all right, that's enough reminiscing this week, because we've got a lot to get through. Got the news to get through. There's been quite a few surprises. Actually, has been some surprises this week, which I've been really happy about, to be honest. So we'll get into some news and then games we've played. So I think I've already mentioned the Xbox ones, haven't I? So, yeah, the exclusives one, that was my first bit of news. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about that again. What was the next one? Oh, yeah. So this is the news I've been quite excited about, even though I never had the original system back in the day. NeoGeo have announced a re-release of their original console from the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's updated to include a HDMI port. But what's cool about this is it's coming out later this year, the 12th of November. There's no emulation at all. It's all hardware. They're re-releasing a bunch of games on cartridge, but it will also run the original cartridges as well, which I think is a really cool move, because obviously a lot of old school games are emulated. Some are emulated better than others. But for purists, I think this is really cool, because it gives you, obviously, that if you already have a collection, like a lot of people do, I imagine, they can play their old games. But they're re-releasing these cartridges now. They're not cheap. They're £70 a pop, but they're
That's still way cheaper than they originally were.
But also way cheaper than what you can pay for them on the second-hand market, because some of those carts are over £1,000 each on eBay.
Yeah.
So I just think it's really cool. But I think they've done quite a cool thing with this. So I'm on the website now, so you can actually get everything that they've released. Like, they're releasing on the launch day for £800, right? And that's the
that one would have been happy for me, but it includes the shitey control pads, and I hated them control pads.
Right. So it includes,
it's joystick all the way.
Well, it has. Well, what it includes is a wired joystick, a wireless joystick, a wireless control pad, a memory card, all the games, and a little shelf as well, which I think is quite
yeah. The shelf is really cool. I think.
But the system on its own is. I'm trying to find it. Is
you purchasing, Webby?
No, I'm not, because I'm not loaded. It's £180.
That's really good.
Which I don't think is that bad.
Klarna, mate, Klarna.
I already used Klarna yesterday at Smith's, mate. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Yeah, so, no, it looks cool. No, I mean, for me, I have all the Neo Geo games I want on the Nintendo Switch and on my Neo Geo Mini and on my PC. And I just ordered 3 Neo Geo cartridges on Saturday for my Evercade, which I'll get to in a bit later as well. So I've got enough Neo Geo in my life. But I think for someone like Darren, who actually had an original system back in the day, this would bring back a lot of memories.
I mean, I have the Neo Geo Gold handheld, which you can play by placing the handheld in a mock version of the original console. And then that plugs into your TV and stuff. So this is something that I would be really tempted to pick up. I'm just starting to run out of space.
Yeah.
And obviously it is a bit of a beast, but even if I probably did pass it up, I'd probably still end up picking one up secondhand further down the line and thinking, why didn't I get this when it was like half the price?
Maybe.
To be fair, but I'd get it with like a bunch of the games and like 1 or 2 of the joysticks, and definitely the memory card, because the memory card was pretty cool. I remember obviously it was really crazy back when obviously that system was out and you had the home version. If you went to certain arcades where they had the official Neo Geo actual arcade cabinet, it had a memory card slot on it, so you could put your memory card from home there and load up your game save.
That's really cool.
Back home, yeah.
What I find really weird about the Neo Geo is in the 90s, I had a Mega Drive and a PlayStation, and those sort of systems. I never even heard of the Neo Geo. I didn't even know about it until like the 2000s, when the games are coming out on ROMs and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck's a NeoGeo? So I think like for a lot of people kind of my age, obviously like you never even really knew it was a thing, maybe because it was so expensive as well, and I lived in an area that didn't have any arcades either.
Obviously they made most of their money off of the arcade scene, to be fair, because it was just kind of like a curio for obviously people who had a bit more money back then.
But
I mean, fair enough. Fair play for a company to actually do that, to literally be like, right, what we'll do is we'll make it quite expensive, although it's not that expensive, because I think at the time it's about 350 quid maybe, which, is like twice the price of like a Mega Drive was or whatever back then. But then it's like, but we can sell the actual arcade games and like have people play them at home.
But what I find really weird about it, in a good way, is the original system launched in 1990, which is before the Mega Drive. I think, no, it wasn't Mega Drive 89, so around the same time. But the games on the Neo Geo, if you play them now, they still hold up. You would think it was like a recent release, like in that kind of pixel art style. Like, I think they were so, like at the time, they must have been so ahead of everything else. It must have been like, wow, this is amazing, you know? Because you like games like Metal Slug and that.
They just games at home,
yeah. Absolutely stunning, mate. So, so that was I thought that was kind of the most exciting news for this week, to be honest, because I just think that's really cool. And I think it's something that Nintendo and Sega should maybe look at doing something similar. Just releasing like a console like that with no emulation, re-releasing some of the old cartridges, but actually having like a modern type version of it with a HDMI output, because that's obviously a big blocker for people now to play their old systems, because a lot of TVs don't have SCART or anything now. So, yeah, I just think that would be really cool. The other bit of news as well from Neo Geo is they're celebrating their 30th anniversary of the Metal Slug franchise this year. So they've got a special website up, which I've got streaming now. I'll put a link in the Discord. There's a little trailer as well, teasing that something is coming in the future, mission reboot. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of Metal Slug games out anyway, but it's really cool, I think, that they're going to be doing something special, maybe rebooting the franchise. Hopefully they do a good job with it, but I think that's really cool. It just seems like SNK have been very quiet, and then all of a sudden they've done two quite big announcements at the same time, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see a company bounce back anyway.
Of course.
Because obviously they went through some pretty bad financial troubles in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And they basically sort of merged with another company and became known as SNK Playmore.
Right, okay.
And obviously now I believe a majority stakeholder in the company is like Arabian.
Oh, okay.
So hence this might be why they've now got a lot of money to sort of like maybe sort of branch out and start thinking about doing other things.
Yeah. Oh, wicked.
It's a pity Sega couldn't do sort of like a similar thing, to be fair, because I think if you're talking about a company that people have a lot of nostalgia for, that's probably the biggest one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. 100%, mate. So yeah, I just thought those two bits of news were pretty cool, mate, to be honest. So yeah, it's got quite exciting. Bit of retro nostalgia with some modern stuff in it as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Oh, what was my other bit of news? Oh yeah, and some not so good news for Microsoft games. Starfield released on the PlayStation 5, and apparently it doesn't run very well, and there's glitches and bugs all over the place, and
Oh dear.
A huge percentage of players who purchase the game digitally on the PlayStation have been asking for refunds.
That's not good.
No, it's
They're
not.
getting the real Bethesda experience, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah,
It's a shame. I've got a guy at work just to PlayStation solely, and he's been waiting for this game.
Yeah.
He has. I won't speak to him till tomorrow at work. See how he's been, what experience he's had. But he'd only played a little bit of it last week when I spoke to him, so he never mentioned anything. Like I say, he'd only played a little bit of it, so I'll see what he says tomorrow.
Well, you would have thought a game that's been out on the Xbox. When did it come out? About a year ago or more?
Longer than that.
Well, yeah, it was quite a while back, wasn't it?
So I remember playing that, and that was when I was still on the Xbox then.
Wow. I remember people being disappointed they'd pre-ordered the Starfield special.
I was thinking Spacious Choice, but that's the other one, isn't
it? The special, I was saying the special Starfield controllers and stuff before the game came out, and then they're like, "Oh, why did I buy this? The game's shite." Yeah. So, but you would have thought in that amount of time they would have sorted it out. So I don't know what the fuck they've been doing.
Yeah.
So not good at all. Yeah. Well, why have I got the same news written down twice? I don't know why.
So good, you read it once more.
Yeah. Because I put things on my sheet throughout the week, and then I forget sometimes what I've looked at. Okay. This is an interesting one. So Pragmata came out this week, getting rave reviews. I really want to play it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks amazing. However, PC gamers are getting a bit pissed off with it. So obviously,
yeah, who cares?
Yeah, the majority of players, mate. The majority of gamers, because obviously the anti-piracy measures on PC are de novo, which is a load of shite, has been locking people out of playing the game on PC. Legitimate buyers of the game. Because people have been trying to play it on their Steam Deck. So basically, you only get to play it on 5 different devices a day or something on PC. But each time you load it onto a different version of Proton, which is a different version of Linux on the Steam Deck, because you choose between the different versions, and then you get different... the game might run different on different versions, so people are trying to figure out which one to play it on. But it counts as a different device, so people have been getting locked out. So, not good. Well, they need to stop all this de novo shit, because it's been cracked anyway, so I don't know why they're fucking wasting their money, to be honest. So, yeah, but no, the game looks awesome. I really want to play it. I know Darren's picked up, probably not played it yet, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, they both on right accounts.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this. Capcom have been pushing out some good games this year, so yeah, I will play this at some point in the near future, I imagine. I won't be able to hold out on it for that long. But yeah, it looks good. Apart from those issues on PC.
Oh yeah, there was another piece of news as well. I don't know whether this was written down or not. I think it was like last week. Didn't some hacker group hack into Rockstar and basically do the old classic, like, oh, give us money or we'll leak data or something?
Well, I think what they're saying is it turned out it was all like it wasn't like game data, it was like admin stuff, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
So they published this thing that said GTA Online is earning $1.5 million a day, and within about 20 minutes, their stock value shot up by twice as much.
Mental, absolutely mental. I can't believe that game is making so much money from shark cards. And
do you want to know what else is quite shocking? 75% of the players of GTA Online and the money they make is just from PlayStation gamers.
That's mental, isn't it? Absolutely mental.
The true, proper hardcore gamers.
or
Only
filthy casuals.
casuals.
Something that you necessarily think of as being a PlayStation franchise. It originated on the PlayStation, didn't it? The original GTA that we were talking about in the group chat the other day. Wasn't
Yeah, it's probably people that own a PlayStation and only Grand Theft Auto.
Well, yeah, Grand Theft Auto, EA Football, or whatever it is, or Madden, and they're quite set.
Yeah, the filthy
Well, it was
casual
like back in the
market.
day. I knew people who played PlayStation or Xbox and had Call of Duty and never even touched the single player, just played multiplayer, and that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah, I knew people like that as well. FIFA and COD. Yeah.
Every now and again, they get given pretty decent games on the PS Plus thing for free anyway. So
yeah, true.
There's a few there to sort of try
PS Plus
every
is
other
rocking
month
it
or
at the
whatever.
minute. To be honest, there's some good games on there.
Yeah, this month's Greek games are pretty cool. To be fair.
Yeah. What's this one? Okay. No new bit of news is a new survey among game developers shows that a near majority of them are looking to leave the industry due to mass layoffs and instability, which is not a surprise, to be honest.
No.
And to be fair, I think they will probably be the people you want to stay in the industry, not the ones that you wish would leave.
Yeah. Sad times. And my last bit of news. Analysts say that PC gaming is now the one platform where more than 50% of revenue comes from games outside of the top 20.
Yeah.
So like indie games and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
Did you
Which is quite interesting.
Did you see the article about Epic Games?
Oh, what's happening with Epic now? Not more people being laid off, is there?
Well, there's a lot of fear, and they reckon things are potentially worse than they first let on. But it's okay because they're pinning all of their hopes on a Disney-funded extraction shooter.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And it's like, bye-bye. It's the two words it's the four words, in fact, you don't want to hear in one sentence. Disney-funded extraction shooter. It will be basically Disney characters fighting against other characters to escape. And I'm like, I don't know on paper how that's going to work.
No, because you can't have it be too violent for a start.
You can't have, like, Mickey Mouse shooting people in the face, can you?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, indeed.
But no, they're shutting down so many game modes.
Well, Epic are a little bit in the shit because Fortnite is seeing a massive loss of players, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been going for 6 years or something? 6 or 7 years?
Probably longer than that, isn't it? When did it come out? I can't fucking remember now.
Well, I'm talking about the Fortnite people think of. The original Fortnite came out 9 years ago.
Jesus.
But Battle Royale was a year or so afterwards, wasn't it?
Battle Royale came out September 2017.
Yeah, 9 years.
Jesus. Yeah, the Save the World came out July 2017. So, yeah, just bloody hell. Doesn't seem like that long ago in my mind.
But yeah, things will die off after that amount of time. It just generally happens. But then things will pick back up again when they do a new series or something else like that. But then you've also got to think as well, as if they're kind of, how do I put this? They're pinning their stuff on their older players. Their older players have aged up. So if they keep putting kiddie stuff in it, they're not going to be as interested. Yeah. There was a reason why the Harry Potter books did so well, because the readers were growing up with the characters as they went through the years of school.
Yeah.
And the books got more serious and stuff as they went on because of that. Because obviously, as you get older, you have to deal with more things in life and stuff. But yet, Fortnite's always just kind of stayed at that kind of same old.
Yeah.
Even though a ton of the stuff in the game, most of the kids shouldn't know about. Like when you've got like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers skins and things like that. Like the kids generally aren't going to know who these are. These are things that are going to be aimed at an older audience.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. But then again, you've also got to think like genres die off.
Yeah.
Like we've had the Battle Royale thing now for years. Like no one's really making them anymore. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, well, the original
And
games
now,
are still the most
obviously,
popular as
yeah,
well. Which
and
is,
now the new hot shit is the extraction shooter, which has an even smaller audience than like the Battle Royales because it's a lot more of a sort of like hardcore mode.
Well, you look at Marathon, how shit that's doing now, you know. I think it's gone down to 10,000 players now on Steam. You know?
And that's where like 70% of the player base is.
Yeah, it's not good, mate.
And when Fortnite this week made free the Save the World, which was the original game mode of Fortnite, free for everyone else 9 years later, it had over 100,000 people playing it the day that came out.
Wow. That's crazy.
So it's probably multiple times like Marathon's number, and it's like an old mode in an old game.
Jeez.
But it's quite interesting. They have actually, you load into an actual home base now that you can run around in and interact with different bits and bobs in it. Or you can just navigate the menus the way you used to do. And they've like teased new story stuff or whatever it is 9 years later.
Yeah.
Finally.
Nice.
So that's been kind of interesting. But yeah, like Graham was saying, they've culled some of the previous modes from Fortnite, or they will be getting rid of them, like rocket racing's going, battle stages going, to be fair. But those game modes didn't have a great amount of people in them. You'd always look at them and they'd be under 1,000 players.
Right. Cool, well, that's all my news
the
anyway.
music thing's still going. Yeah, the festival's still going. Well, there is one bit of news, and I still haven't watched it.
Oh.
But there was the reveal, wasn't there, this week of the new Metro game?
Oh, how did I forget to put that on? Yeah, 2039. Oh, it looks amazing. Doesn't it?
I have still yet to look at it, to be fair. I haven't gotten around to watching the trailer yet.
Well, it's quite a long trailer. It's like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks so good. I love the Metro games.
I've enjoyed the Metro games, so this is definitely something I will be interested in.
Yeah. I believe it's coming out late this year as well. I think.
More than likely.
Coming this winter, it said at the end of the trailer, so yeah.
Is that on everything, or is it kind of a Xbox thing, or is it a Game Pass tie-in or something? Because like the Xbox dashboard was heavily pushing it, like the trailer reveal and stuff.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So what's quite funny is it was announced on Xbox, but I just looked on YouTube, right? The Xbox channel for it has had 197,000 views. On the PlayStation channel, it's had 1.7 million views.
See, again, this is the like I said to you about the issue that Microsoft might have if they make their games exclusive again.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if you're making Xbox games exclusive, make them exclusive to the Xbox console.
Yeah. They won't, though. That won't happen.
That includes not sticking them on the PC, because that was when the troubles all started.
That won't happen, though, because they very heavily pushed the Xbox app on PC and Play Anywhere and all that jazz. So
it's technically it's still not an exclusive then, is it?
No.
So
any
console exclusive, I guess they'd call it that way.
Yeah.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I will say as well, the other interesting thing about that NeoGeo re-release is there's two versions of the console and the games as well, isn't there?
Oh, there's the white version.
There's the standard version, and then there's like a 35-year anniversary version, which is like pure white, like the actual system, controllers, and joystick, etc., and the cartridges themselves.
Oh, wow.
And even I
okay.
think the game boxes come in like white plastic boxes instead of the black ones.
Okay. Right, Graham, start us off, mate. What games have you played this week?
I'll start with my new games. I bought a game in the middle of this week, which I think I might have mentioned it before. It's a conversion of quite an old game. It originally came out on PS4, and I had this game on PS4, but I couldn't get on with it, and I don't know why. But this version is it's a PS5 re-release, and it's one of those games by is it the company called Flat to VR? They've basically taken this game. It's a boomer shooter, and they've realised it as a PSVR 2 game. And it's called Wrath, WRATH, Eon of Ruin, the Brutal Edition. Now this is like playing Quake in VR. It's absolutely in your face. It's kind of structured around, you have a central hub area, which is your main kind of base, which has bad guys and weapons and pickups. But dotted around are 5 portals, and the idea is you have to go into all of these portals, and they're self-contained levels, and you have to find the relic. And the idea is you have to collect the 5 relics to open up the final gate to beat the end of game boss. Now, what I think works for this is because it's older and it was a PS4 game. The PS5 version runs a hell of a lot smoother. It runs so fast. I mean, I'm playing it at the standard speed, and the speed dial is only about 20% across, and it is just unbelievably the most fast-moving game I've ever played, even at sort of only 20% speed. And what's quite interesting is you get, like, occasionally you pick up special power-ups, and the power-ups you can basically use them when you think you need them. So you'll get things like temporary shield, which will reflect projectiles back at bad guys. You'll get a power-up which you can drop on the floor, and it confuses the enemies, and they'll start fighting amongst themselves. But it's entirely left down to you, and it has a hell of a lot of like jumping, traversal, swimming. I think the first level I did, it kind of gives you a rating. The first mission I did to get the first sort of level key, if you like. I mean, I think it said that the level I was going into had something like 380 bad guys, and it took me 45 minutes to basically get through. And that is just one of the 5 levels to get the sort of level key to basically open up the final. But this game, it's in your face. It's absolutely brutal. And like I say, I was kind of on the fence, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. And when it came out, it was only 12 quid, which I didn't think was too bad. So I watched a couple of reviews. There's a couple of guys I follow on YouTube who do just VR reviews, and they showed a lot of sort of unedited footage. I think it's out on the Quest, and it's out on other platforms as well. But I'm just finding myself absolutely sucked in with this game. It's kind of got that just one more go sort of feel to it.
Nice. Does it not give you a headache moving that fast in VR?
It can a bit, and the only thing is it is quite intense. So I do find that I don't play it for a very long time. I kind of manage about 30 or 40. I managed like one of the sort of missions.
Right.
But that was with a couple of restarts. But it is, even on the easy skill level, it is quite hard. Right. But what I quite like about it is your first weapon you get are these blades, which are on the backs of your hands, but you can equip a different weapon in each hand. So you can have like a shotgun in your right hand and a machine gun in your left hand or whatever. But what I find quite useful is if you have the blade in your hand, the attack button for the blade is like a charge. So what you can do is get to the edge of something, jump off, charge, and then sort of shoot yourself forward a bit. And you can reach platforms that you wouldn't be able to reach from just jumping. So you can kind of, it sort of knows this, the way the levels are designed. You're not sort of cheating the game in any way. It's sort of designed to be played that way. And early on, there are a lot of platforms that you can't reach unless you learn this tactic. But also, what's quite nice with this version of the game is it does give you quite a lot of tips. And they've included another sort of item in the game, which is permanently in your inventory. And what happens is if you select it, it will superimpose a dotted yellow line on the ground, giving you an indication of where you need to go. And it will only stay on the ground for about 5 or 6 seconds, just to give you an idea. And it's not quite exactly the same as how the level navigation works in something. It's not like in Dead Space. It won't take you from where you are to where you need to go. So if you're right on the edge of the level and you trigger it and you're not near where you need to be, you need to find the line to find out where you need to go, sort of thing. But it's quite interesting because it does give you some quite good tips, because I found with the original release, it was a bit of a bugger to find out where it was you had to go. But this sort of helps quite a lot, and it's bit of a sort of quality of life thing, which is really, really useful. But some of these levels are absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Yeah, it's quite a sight to behold in VR. It really is.
Nice.
Sort of look up at the sort of sky space and these aliens, the sort of demons flying in as you're shooting them with like these sort of homing shots or whatever. It just feels when it's all clicking, it just feels really, really good.
Nice. Oh, it looks cool, man.
It is pretty hardcore, but like you say, in VR, it's quite intense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But no, I've been having a lot of fun. I mean, I only picked this up on like Wednesday or Thursday, and I've been sort of out and about this weekend, but I've already racked up about 3 or 4 hours on it so far.
Nice.
But yeah, worth a look if you're one of the very few people who have VR or PSVR or even Quest. I think it's relative. I think on Quest it's more like 20 quid, but I think it's worth the money personally. But
Nice.
Your mileage may vary. Yeah, I enjoy this.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Peebs?
Well, as you know, last time I was sort of doing Harry Potter. I haven't gone back to it. I think I'm done with it. I haven't 100%. Well, in theory, you don't 100% complete it until you get to, I think it's level 42, level 34, and do this last thing. But I'm level 30, and I'm like, I don't want to do another 3 or 4 hours of playing it. All it is doing side quests just so that I can rank up just to do the last thing. And I'm like, I don't know if I can be bothered.
That's fair.
So man. I haven't gone. I mean, I haven't deleted it just in case, because I did want to get a few more trophies on it, but I don't know. But like I said last week, or the other week, I've not really been spending a lot of money on games, so I'm doing all the PS Plus stuff. And I downloaded Lords of the Fallen, which came out this week or last week.
Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, I think I started it on the Xbox when it first came out. It must have been on Game Pass when it first came out.
I think it's still on Game Pass.
Right, yeah, because I think I started it, but I didn't play more than an hour of it and didn't go back to it. And then it was the sort of period when I sort of was fleeting over to PlayStation anyway.
Was it the OG release of the game as well, and not the updated sort of? Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's had a lot of updates, hasn't it, since?
Indeed.
Oh yeah, it's come off
So,
Game Pass now. Just an FYI.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's probably because now it's on PlayStation. They keep alternating, don't they?
Yeah,
Some of these games.
They do, mate. Yeah.
It's like different companies will come and just give them push money into their pockets. Right?
Yeah. And I sort of, I didn't really know. I didn't really know what it was about, in all honesty. But obviously, after playing it, and I put about 10 hours into it, it's obviously a Souls game,
wow.
like a
Yeah.
Souls game. Probably not as hard, but I don't know how all these games get away with blatantly copying other games. It's basically, they all just copy each other, all these Souls games. Yeah. But it's just obviously the way they do things. It's just all,
everything's the same, isn't it?
similar.
The menus are the same. The little bonfires are pretty much the same.
Yeah, the way you collect things and you rank up and like you traverse the walls to do bosses and stuff. But the good thing about this one, though, is this is...
Looking for the best place to shop this Mother's Day? Go with the brand that makes it easy to send something thoughtful to everyone on your list. 1-800-Flowers.com. Right now at 1-800-Flowers, order 1 dozen roses and get another dozen free. More flowers mean more smiles, all backed by the quality, attention to detail, and trusted delivery experience that make 1-800-Flowers my top choice to send something beautiful Mom will love. Make Mom's Day at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
It's more, I won't say more of a multiplayer because you can play it obviously single player, but it has got a multiplayer feature. Now, I know the others did as well, but that was all having to summon, only in certain areas maybe, or summoning. This is like you actually go to not bonfires in this, whatever they're called.
Statue thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but you can press on multiplayer and you can either host a game or you can just join a random person, which I've been doing a lot of that because obviously it's easy with there's 2 of you, especially when you're taking on bosses. So I've done quite a bit. I think I've done the first 3 bosses. I don't think it's as hard as some of like Elden Ring and Bloodborne and the Dark Souls and Demon Souls, but it's still challenging on your own. So that's why I've been I've been partnering up. But yeah, I'm liking it. The graphics are good. I mean, it is basically just another Dark Souls game. I mean, I don't really know what the story is, but it looks nice. And I'm enjoying it. I mean, there's loads of weapons and outfits and stuff you can use like you can in the others. And I mean, there's a lot of people playing it because I've never struggled to find a multiplayer game. So
it's the game that's been like quite reasonably priced. You can regularly pick it up for like a tenner or something.
Yeah,
and I suppose because it's on PS Plus, a lot of people are trying it out as well, aren't they?
Mm.
So
and you'll have a lot of people helping others through it as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I hope to find. I always like in these sort of games finding someone who's really good at it and then just drags you through it.
Yeah,
that's what I need. But no, I'm liking it. I shall go back to it. Whether I'll finish it, I don't know, because there's been a few bits where I've found frustrating. Because to be fair, a lot of the people I've been joining up with are probably on my level, so we've been dying in boss fights quite a lot.
Oh, okay.
So what I need is someone who's going to just carry me through the game.
You need a Brady boy.
Yeah, I need someone who's an expert at the game, and I'll come across one. There's plenty of them about, I imagine.
Yeah.
But yes, that's been my sort of main game this week. Although I have played others, so
very nice.
Watch his space.
Darren.
I'm trying to think. I suppose the main game I've mucked around on the past week or so is probably Cyberpunk.
Ooh,
because they released the PS5 Pro update for the game, didn't they? Which
there's always bloody updates for this game.
Well, there is and there isn't, because I think it was about a year or 2 back when the Pro obviously first came out. Loads of people were sort of saying like, "Oh, are you going to do a Pro patch or anything?" And they didn't say anything. They just went quiet. And it was just like, well, it's not really worth them doing it per se. And yeah, they obviously turned around just around the time of the PSSR2 sort of like talk, around the end of February or January or whatever it was, that they were going to be planning on releasing a pro update for the game within the next, like, or in coming weeks. They didn't actually give a date or anything for it. And yeah, this has been quite a really nice patch. There's like 3 game modes you can now choose from. There's like a super ray tracing mode, a standard ray tracing mode, and a performance mode. Obviously, with
okay.
what various things you can do with like VRR and 120 hertz displays and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's like the ultra ray tracing mode or whatever the hell it is, basically gives you pretty much most of the ray tracing features from PC, but it's locked at 30. And the standard mode, which is what I'm playing on, which is ray tracing mode, gives you ray tracing at 60 FPS. And then I think the performance mode gives you like up to 90 FPS, I think it is. But the interesting thing is the VRR or the PSSR, upscaling for the game. And to be fair, they could probably do more with this because, you know, you obviously get quite a few games where it'll be like, oh, this is a 1080p image upscaled to 4K, like using whichever upscaler it is, or it's a 720 picture upscale, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. From what I believe Cyberpunk is actually using on the Pro is it's 1440p upscale.
Okay.
So they're even upscaling it from like quite a high resolution in the first place.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see if they can knock that down to say 1080p and upscale it from that. But obviously enable like a bit more frame rate or some of the other ray tracing elements and stuff that's in the higher mode.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. But it does look fantastic. It looks great. It was a pretty cool looking game anyway. There is like still the odd little bit of random flicker, but it's hard to tell whether it's to do with situations in the environment I'm in or whether it was actually the game. But it's like when I was in the car speaking to Dexter and Sean, and you're obviously driving around in the traffic and you're talking to them, there was like weird lighting stuff going on there in the car.
Mm.
But it's hard to tell if that's the actual lighting from you going past buildings that are obviously in shadow and all that kind of stuff, without sort of like paying too much attention. But outside of that, I haven't really noticed much, and it's still just a fantastic fun game to sort of dip in and out of.
Yeah.
I wish there was a few more things available in the game that I still hope to see, like the ability to sort of go to tattoo shops or places like that to sort of like change your character up a little bit more, rather than it just sort of like basically being the create a character screen and that's it, you start after that point. Like you can change your facial stuff and all the rest of it, but you can't change body tattoos or anything like that.
Right.
Which is weird. But then, like, I suppose it depends on what clothes you're wearing and stuff as well. It would be nice though to see some of the interesting outfits that the NPCs are wearing available for you.
How many times have you actually completed this game, Switch?
A couple of times, I think.
Yeah, I've done it twice, but I don't feel the need to go back to it again. I don't, even with these updates.
Well, I did it all on the Xbox, so I'm now on the PlayStation, so I'm earning stuff again.
Yeah,
which is
I did it.
A bit of a...
It's on PS Plus as well.
Yeah, it is.
Game of generation,
I think. Sale if you're not. It is one of the best games of the last decade.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it's amazing.
But again, not for everyone. It just depends on the type of games you like. There's still people out there that don't like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls or anything. They just can't get on with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be nice to see them still continue to support and update the game. And by doing this, it kind of gave people a bit of hope that there might be some more little bits coming here and there down the line for the game, even though it's like, because obviously we've got another, I believe there's another season of Edge Runners coming from Trigger Studio at some point, and there's supposed to be like a live action little series as well coming on like Netflix or somewhere like that as well, which could be really good or it could be fucking awful.
I still can't believe this game
go with it.
is 6 years old this year.
Yeah, it literally launched, didn't it, with the Series X and the PS4 or 5, sorry.
Yeah, bloody time flies,
It's
mate.
mad that it's still got sort of support. I mean, it's also kind of funny that it never really actually got like those next gen versions of the games for quite some time. Was it like 2 or 3 years later?
Yeah.
But it is one of those sort of stories that's up there with your Final Fantasy 14s and your No Man's Sky of how you can turn around the property. Like if you give it the right amount of time and effort. I mean, to be fair, I blame the shareholders a little bit more because there were all those stories when the game was coming out or getting ready to be released. Most of the developers and people were just kind of like gritting their teeth and going, it's not ready yet. We need a bit more time. But obviously they wanted it all pushed out, didn't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Cool, mate. Nice.
If you've got a Pro, it's well worth having another gander at it or whatever it is, if you've still got it installed and whatnot.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I suppose it's my turn then to talk about my big purchase I made last week.
Oh. Drum roll.
Spent quite a bit of money. Not even for me. For the missus and the kids. And,
next.
Oh, is this your limited edition OER?
Yeah. No, I purchased a Switch 2.
Nice.
And I'm not going to bang on it for ages because I know you and Nick have spoken about it anyway.
Oh, go for it, mate. We don't talk about it that often, so you might as well. Like.
But what I will say is, as someone who plays the Steam Deck every single day of the week, the screen quality and size of the Switch 2 makes my Steam Deck look like a kid's toy. It's because I've got the original LCD Steam Deck, and I know obviously they brought an OLED out, but
time to upgrade, mate.
No, I'm not upgrading my Steam Deck. But the screen on the Switch 2, like I was a bit on the fence with it because obviously on the Switch 1 they released the OLED model, but there is no OLED screen on the Switch 2, so I was a bit like, what's it going to be like? But the screen is a really nice big size, but also it really pops. So that's the first thing. It's very light, very thin. But it looks nice, and obviously docked on my nice big TV. It looks nice, like the output to 4K. The games, for the most part, run well. Apart from, I will say, now this is the good thing is like the bundle I got came with Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. Not really played much of Donkey Kong because I'm just a bit like I'm walking around and smashing things, and I'm just like, meh, it's not really for me. But Marcus is really enjoying it. Mario Kart though, 1 or 2 player, it runs really smooth. But as soon as you add a 3rd or 4th player in split screen, the frame rate really tanks. It's like I think it was running at 30 because it's noticeably slower. Like you can notice it straight away as soon as like I add like my daughter or my missus in on the split screen, which is a little bit annoying. But it's nice to have a console that really aims at more kids, and obviously the split screen, because obviously Xbox and PlayStation, it does have some split screen games, but not much. And obviously the Switch is more aimed at that, and because they're all really into Animal Crossing and Mario big time at the minute.
You don't want to get them hold of that Pokopia or whatever it is. That seems to be the new crack.
Oh no, I picked it up yesterday. So
all right,
yeah. So the games we've got with it are Mario, Donkey Kong, and Pokopia. Picked that up yesterday, Pokopia from Smith's, because we were in there just having a little walk around. So I bought that, and obviously all my old Switch games. And I didn't realise how many games I owned on the original Switch. Fuck loads. And the process of moving it all over to the Switch 2 was pretty easy, to be honest. It was literally just scan your phone, sign in. Oh, is there a Switch next to it?
Digital.
Moved over. I've got loads of
digitally, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I've got
it gives you that warning, doesn't it, during the setup? Like, you can set it up to carry your games over. Beware, you won't be able to do this if you don't do it the first time or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Got my Switch out and realised, even though I hadn't turned it on in 6 months or whatever it was still almost fully charged.
Oh, nice.
I was just like, wow, held that charge beautifully.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a lot of cartridges as well. We've got about 20 cartridges as well. So obviously Donkey Kong and Pokopia on my Switch 2 cartridges, loads of Switch 1 carts as well. But I forgot how many games I'd bought digital as well back in the day, like many years ago. So... but the cool thing is, they do this weird thing on your digital games. So obviously, I've kept my profile on my old Switch and the kids and the missus, and you can still play the games on the old Switch, but both Switches have to be online, and you move the digital game cartridge from one Switch to another. So it's like lending it to the other Switch. It's really bizarre. And then if you want to play it on the Switch 2 again, you'd like move it from one Switch to another. Really weird way of doing it. But it does mean you can't play the same game on two Switches at the same time, which is quite annoying. But no, I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest. That Mario Kart World took a bit of getting used to, though, because the handling on it's very different.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the way you slide around the corner, you kind of bounce, and it's not as tight as Mario Kart 8. So you got to really get used to it. But we've actually played it quite a lot. We've finished all the Grand Prix, me and Marcus now, so that's done. And we've been playing a little bit online, which has been a lot of fun. And yeah, it's good. I don't know if it's as good as Mario Kart 8 though for the online, but it's still a lot of fun. But yeah, as a device itself, I think it's very well made. The Joy-Cons.
What do you think of the magnet things for the Joy-Cons? I think they're cool.
I think they're better than the original Switch Joy-Cons, because
that sliding stuff was always a pain. You thought you was going to break it.
Because what I find with my Switch 1, well, I was thinking that today because my kids have been playing it. Like, you hold it, and it feels quite flimsy. You can move the Joy-Cons in the housing, if that makes sense. You can kind of bend them. Which isn't good. But on the Switch 2, obviously it's magnets. It feels very strong in there. But I think in handheld mode, I don't think it's that comfortable for a long play time, to be honest. Like, I was playing it today.
No, the original wasn't too.
No, the original.
Either,
no. So I much prefer playing it docked with my Pro controller. But the missus likes it. She's been addicted to playing the Switch 2 update, Animal Crossing, and obviously she's been on Pokopia today as well, and she's loving it. So that's mainly for her and the kids, to be honest, because they all because obviously like the kids play a lot of Xbox and PlayStation, but obviously a lot of the stuff isn't child friendly, whereas the Nintendo, obviously it's more aimed at kids. So I much prefer them playing that, to be honest, if we can get away with it. So yeah. I think it's a cool bit. I think it's a cool bit of kit, but I do think the games are way overpriced. Like 70 quid for a game, I think is just redonkulous. Even like Zelda, which is like a 5+ year old game, is still 70 quid. I think it's nuts.
Well, yeah, but you can. I think you can just, if you've got the original on the Switch, you can just buy like, is it a £10 or whatever it is upgrade?
Yeah, but still, it's.
And I will say it is worth doing because like it literally will stabilise the frame rate and stuff on that game, which is one of the games that sort of struggled back in the day because there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And obviously the OG Switch is not particularly powerful also.
No, for sure. But no, in the power department, it's definitely a steep upgrade in performance. So, yeah, it's cool, man. So that's all I wanted to say on it, really, because I've not played it.
Have you tried licking the cartridge to see if they're still
No.
Got that weird coating that stops dogs eating them or something.
No, I don't know, mate. But no, like the only game I've been playing with the kids is Mario Kart and a bit of Mario Party from the old Switch. But the kids and the missus have been playing all the other games, and they're loving it. So all good. All good in the hood. So, yeah, well worth it, in my opinion. A worthy upgrade.
Yours. Did you get a good deal on it? Was it in a sale or something?
I got it with Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Bonanza for 430 quid, which I didn't think was too bad. So,
no, was that a proper Mario Kart or the bundle with the code?
It was with the code, unfortunately, yeah. But Donkey Kong came as a cartridge. So,
I think that might have been the same deal that, obviously without Donkey Kong, but I'm pretty sure Nick got the Mario Kart with the code.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's quite hard to find that bundle now. Not many places have it, so yeah. But yeah, all good in the hood, baby. So yeah, that's the Switch 2. I probably won't be talking about it much because I don't really play Nintendo much unless it's with the kids and that. So, but it's a cool little device.
And you now know that you have one if something really awesome is announced.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's future-proofing, love. Future-proofing.
Yeah, well, the missus was banging on at me to get her one for that Pocopia game. So that's the only reason I got it. Because Pocopia, I want to play Pocopia. So, all right. So, yeah.
Lol.
All good. So, back to Graham.
Well, I picked up a game a couple of weeks ago. It's your game of the year.
Oh yeah, baby.
I picked up Crimson Desert.
Oh, you are.
I'll get to talk about this. Have you got this, Peebs, as well?
I haven't, no. I do plan on getting it, but not yet.
This is a game of two halves. There's a lot of things about it I like. Don't get me wrong. The graphics are great. The music, the systems, the animation, the voice acting is all brilliant. But I hit a bug actually on about my second hour that meant I had to quit the game and restart it to make it work. So there's a mission. There is a mission really, really early on where you have a broom and you have to clean someone's chimney out.
I remember this, yeah.
I walked over, picked up the broom, and the menu's going, push this button and select the broom. I opened the inventory and it wasn't there. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I faffed around with it. And in the end, I restarted it. And the second time I did it, it worked the first time. My only real grumble with the game, and I realise it's why it's the way it is, because it's sort of like an MMO with the MMO bits taken out, really, isn't it? Sort of.
Yeah.
To a degree, it kind of goes, here's the bits, here's some stuff, here's some people. And then it just kind of leaves you to get on with it.
Oh, it doesn't really tell you anything.
No, it doesn't.
and I just find the menus just absolutely awful. The menus, and I get it, and it's something I've bounced off it on a few missions, And like I said, really, really early on, even when I had the broom, I couldn't get my character to stand in the right spot to clean the chimney. And it was telling me on the menu screen I had to push like L2. So I should point out, I am playing this on a PS5 Slim. So it's like select it from the inventory by holding left on the D-pad or whatever, and then select it with your right analog stick. And on the thing, it has like L2 and R2. And I'm pressing L2 and R2, but they're not actually the buttons you have to press to use it. You have to push L1 and R1. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this menu?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it. I guess it was a choice, and it was a way that they kind of.
Certainly a choice.
It was a choice, and I'm not sure I like that choice, but fair enough. I think there's a reasonable game underneath, but it sort of had a couple of sessions where I played it, and I bounced off the game quite hard, and then I kind of had a go, and then I went back, and then I had an afternoon where I was sat here, and it was a Saturday, and I thought, well, hang on a minute, I've got Crimson Desert, I could be playing that, and I was kind of trying to persuade myself to pick it up at one point.
Oh no!
And then I kind of hit a bit, and I completed a couple of missions, and I got as far. I think I'm 7 hours in now. I've just unlocked the woman who is your second playable character.
Oh yeah.
But what I found was it would highlight her on the map. This is what I don't like. It would highlight her on the map, and it would sort of go, "You've got to go and talk to her." And I go and talk to her, and she'd give me the same 3 lines of dialogue. But she doesn't actually open up to become a playable character until you do the story mission. And you have to find the story mission by going into the menu and selecting it from the menu and highlighting it and activating it.
Oh, in
and
your
checking
journal.
it.
In your journal,
Yeah. So unless you're looking in your menu, and I had like several power-ups, which I hadn't noticed I'd been given. There were bits of paper. There were bits of paper in my inventory, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on? I do not know what is going on right now." It's just,
you need to read all the bits of paper in your inventory, mate.
I know I've got that far now, but I was just getting really frustrated with it, so I sort of put it down, and I haven't played it for a few days at the minute.
Well, the annoying thing is they've been doing they've been doing a lot of patches to it, right? So I went back to it last week. I had a week off it because I was playing other games, and they did an update. And they actually changed the menus, and I was like, right. I was looking at my inventory. I was like, "Where's all my stuff?"
They changed the save buttons and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, that's not too bad because it actually brings up a big box now instead of just letting you press the thing. Like you press A and it brings up the big box. But it I don't know what they do with the update of the inventory, but you highlight, say, a sword in your inventory, and then it brings up another line along the left-hand side of the inventory with all your weapons instead of having them all everywhere in your inventory. And I was sat there and I was like looking for my Kupu pot or where the fuck it's called for ages the other day. Where the fuck is it? And I was getting a bit annoyed. Yeah, so no, I do feel your pain a little bit on the old inventory. I
do feel the menu does introduce a little bit of the controls and the menu. I think give a little bit of friction, and I think if you can get past that, it's definitely a good game, and it's definitely value for money because this game's selling for what, 50 quid? And
it's not like a 70 quid title, is it?
And I'm seeing people getting 100 plus hours out of it before they kind of hit end game. But it's just the thing of it sort of does that non-traditional approach. It's sort of very much like Dark Souls in the way the world is. It just goes, there's the world, off you go, and it's just not going to tell you anything about it. Go and find what you find.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you do find out a lot of stuff. you do find out a lot of stuff through obviously the in-game conversations with NPCs, but also reading the books and stuff like that as well.
A lot of the missions also teach you the different mechanics that you can do in the game.
Yeah, because I absolutely love the combat. Once you get used to the buttons of the combat, it's just so rewarding as well, especially when you learn more moves as well.
Yes.
But I
Again,
finally,
that's another.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
was going to
mate.
say that's another thing. That's another thing it doesn't tell you is in the upgrade you get your three directions. Which one is your nature, your stamina, and your health or whatever.
Stamina's very
But what you
important, mate.
but what you can do is you can actually basically just buy into the main sort of hub on the outside,
Yeah,
not necessarily the little sort of circles
yeah,
leading out to it.
yeah.
So you can buy specific. And again, I just feel like it doesn't really explain it very, very well.
No,
Do
it
you know what I
doesn't.
mean?
No, it doesn't. I've spent quite a bit of time reading tips on Google and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah.
don't have the
So
patience for that or don't want to do that, then you're going to be a bit scuppered. Unfortunately, I think.
yeah,
There
that's
is
the.
apparently,
A
I was
what?
about to say, sorry, there is apparently another patch coming out for it this week, which is going to add control improvements and some various other bits and bobs to it as well.
I think I
Nice.
do like how often they are patching the game. They're obviously looking after it, and I think games like this sort of need to do well because I think a lot of Western developers need a kick up the arse to basically up their game. Really.
Yeah, well, it's just sold 5 million copies now,
Yeah.
which is staggering. You know, it's only been out about a month, so it's done very
Yeah.
well.
I just feel like a lot of the outlets have reviewed it low because it's not the usual sort of software houses.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, there was actually, I did chuckle at this. I can't remember entirely what it was, but there was apparently a Korean developer that came out
All right.
and basically said something along the lines of, like, if Crimson Desert had Naughty Dog on the title screen when you booted it up,
Oh
the
yes,
game would have got
yeah,
a bigger review score. I
Oh,
guarantee it.
100%.
It's almost like certain company it's almost like the West has something against games from Asia for some reason, and it's
Yeah.
like,
it's quite
oh, you've realised, like, the weird
quite funny.
biases. Yeah,
I mean, there was another. There was a YouTuber pointing to. I forget where the article was. It was something like Wall Street Journal, and they were using Lies of P as an example. They were saying if Lies of P had come out and it was like, I don't know, like a Capcom game, even, you know, they'd straight away be going, "Oh, it's amazing." But you know, you sort of you look at the game. The game is stunning,
yeah,
and it's by
and
a
it's
completely
really
unknown
well
developer
regarded.
from Korea. And again, it was one of those games that just didn't review well, and it's like, why? Because it's just not from the usual sort of people that it might have come from.
Yeah.
And then it was weird because obviously, like you say, it didn't review particularly well, although there were reviewers that really liked it. But then if you spoke to quite a few gamers the year that came out, it was top 5, if not maybe even their number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm a bit mixed on it. Like I say, if you're willing to persevere, or if you have the ability to persevere and sort of research into it and learn, I think there's a lot there.
Oh,
If you're
so
like
much
me and you're
content. So much
if you
content, mate.
if you're like me, you're fussy and you're impatient. Maybe not so much, I don't know, but it depends on how much you're willing to kind of put into the game to get back, you know?
Well, I've put in 84 hours and I've only just made it to the Crimson Desert.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I spent the first 40 odd hours just in the starting area, to be honest, in
I've put in
Hernan.
45. Yeah, I've put in 45. I only played it for about 3 hours or so this week.
Yeah.
But I think it was just literally because I think I spoke to you about it the other week. I stuck it on for a few hours and felt like I'd accomplished, like, basically done nothing.
Yeah.
And was
Yeah.
just like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to play something else. You know what I mean? Because it just felt like I wasn't making a dent in anything. And whatever I was trying to do, it was just like constantly moving ahead of me as I was trying to catch up to it.
Mm.
So, but yeah, it was just it because of the game it is. I was just like, I'll just jump back in. I'll wait for another patch or so. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere. It's not always online or anything, is it? Oh, speaking of which, did we speak about that or not
About what?
in the news section about Ross from the Stop Killing Games movement actually going to the European Parliament?
Oh, yes.
Speaking to them.
Oh, no, we didn't mention this. No, we didn't mention it.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, he has actually now gone and put his case forward to the European Parliament about the
Killing games
off, basically, having publishers. His main things were, because obviously he's not literally saying, like, oh, you can't do what you're doing. It's just basically you need to be more transparent with your players, or at least compensate people or give like more than enough notice if you're going to shut something down that people have paid money for.
Yeah.
And he did actually equivalate it to the fact of, like, imagine if you went and watched your favourite film, but then 2 weeks later someone comes along and said, yeah, we're taking all the copies of this and we're just destroying them.
Yeah.
So you'll never be able to play it or watch that ever again. And he said that's what these companies are doing with our games.
Yeah.
And he's stating that it's only been a thing that's occurred within the last sort of 10, 15 years or so.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really exist before. And I believe California is trying to push forward a bill that by the end of January in next year, that companies have to state in advance that their game is like a limited time access.
Right.
Give loads of, again, a similar thing, give loads of notifications about when the game's going offline, possible compensation for people that have spent money on it, or patch the game so you can still access and play it when they stop updating it and take the servers down.
Well, you never had this even on online games back in like on the OG Xbox, as an example, because they were all peer to peer. There was no online servers. Like, someone would host the fucking game, you know.
Or you'd be able to play the online modes against bots and things like that.
Yeah.
Because you could do like split screen and all the stuff.
Yeah.
So that's all that I think generally people are asking for. And like I said before, if you had a game where it's like, yeah, we're bringing out this game, it's a live service game. Yeah, we're going to have cosmetics and stuff in it because it's free to play. We've got to make our money, etc. But when this game comes to its end of service, we will patch it so you will still have access to your purchases and the game itself.
Yeah.
Oh, more people are spending money on a game. Weird. Like, I could guarantee you that would happen.
Yeah.
Because more people would be confident enough to think, oh, you know what, I really like that skin, I'm going to drop some cash. And it's not like I can only access it for a month and then it's permanently gone.
Yeah.
Especially when the price of some skins for games, like especially like free-to-play, like Black Desert is an example, some of the character skins in that are like 15 quid up.
Jesus.
For an outfit.
That's ridiculous.
And, like, do you really want to drop 15 quid on a skin for something for, like, literally a couple of weeks or a month or so? But yeah, sorry, I just thought I'd mention that because I completely forgot about that in the news. That was one of the other big things that happened this week. I thought it had all died off, to be fair, and then I saw people talking about it on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, shit, it's still a thing.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Crimson Desert. Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Obviously not hammering it as much as I was because obviously I want to play other games, but still think it's an absolutely fantastic experience. It is a huge time sink though, but I'm kind of very methodical on all these open world type games, a bit like with Assassin's Creed and that. I'll clear all the side quests in an area before moving on to the next area. And what I was finding,
sure about
this will last you the rest of the game.
Well, yeah, but what I was finding in Hernand was I was like, oh, there's only one quest left. I'll do that, and as soon as I've done it, oh, more have fucking popped up. What the fuck, you know?
Yeah, what was that, you Peebs? Yeah. Is he been skipping stuff in other things?
Well, he might be doing it on this game, but he's saying he's meticulous. But not normally.
Yes,
he rushes through them like
no, I don't. I'm not
race
sly.
through things.
No.
But you might be on this one. I'll give you that. But on other games, you've been known to run and gun
Open
Get your
world
way
games,
through.
mate. I get OCD and I have to clear all the little side missions.
Mm.
You look at my playtime on Valhalla and Far Cry and stuff.
No, I can look at trophies and achievements and see what you've completed and what you haven't completed.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, I think it's a great game, Graham. Give it more time, and I think it'll.
Yeah, I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to go back to it. Definitely, yeah.
Just need to get Peebs on it next.
But yeah, that's me.
Well, I was sort of intrigued until Graham's come on that review. I'm not so sure now.
Yeah.
I'll probably wait for some more updates and stuff yet.
And a price drop.
Yeah, I'll wait till like 2 years when it's finished completely, like Cyberpunk, or 6 years' time.
Have you picked up Kronos yet at all?
No, I keep looking at it, but I will be getting it soon. I was waiting for a price drop on it because I've got a few quid on my CEX, and I'm waiting for it to drop down on there, but it's still holding its price on there, about 48 quid.
Wow.
Yeah.
CX for you, fucking scam, mate. Scam shop.
Yeah.
They are like hit or miss, like with some of their prices. Some of them are really good, and others you're like, really?
Yeah, because Hell is Us, that's the other one I remember you guys playing and I was going to get, is about 28 quid, so it's not too bad. But yeah, Kronos seems to hold its price.
Like I say, if in doubt, if you're looking for a price drop on a game, just look it up on the PS Store if you don't mind a digital copy and wishlist it, and it will notify you when it's on sale.
Yeah.
Look at it on Xbox, mate. It'll probably be cheaper on there.
I haven't switched my Xbox on in ages. I only switched it on yesterday, actually, but
I had mine on yesterday for quite a while. Last night. Good times.
Was it, though?
It was a good time. I was playing Halo Master Chief Collection. Old school, mate, online. Yeah, it was fucking... It brought me back to the glory days, mate. I had a good 2 hours on there, big team battle, and it's still a lot of fun, I have to say. The glory days. Anyway, should we go on to...
A 2-generation-old console would record the entirety of a game session for you that you could then watch as a replay and skip between all the characters, pause it, move the camera around, take screenshots. Can't do that now, though, for some reason.
That's fucking weird. And I was
with
thinking
all
about
this
that
tech
the other
we've
day.
got.
Yeah. Mental. Anyway, that's Crimson Desert. As I say, give it more of a go, Graham. Peebs, get on it. You're missing out on one of the best games ever made. And you been playing anything else, Peebs?
Yeah, I've got a few more games to rattle off. One that I was really... I mean, it's a bit old. It's a bit older now, but and it has come out on... I think it's on PS Plus now, but I did purchase it in a sale a while back. Pacific Drive. Yeah, I was really looking forward to it with the trailers and stuff when it came out. Purchased it in the sale, and this week I've put about 10 hours into it, and it's got to be one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. I have now deleted it. It just, I was so frustrated with it, I deleted it in frustration.
Wow. That is
so you start off in this car, don't you, and you go off, and it's basically you in this car, and you repair the car, and you go around doing various things. There's a lot of repairing on it, which was a bit tedious. And then you go into this garage, and you repair your car, which was fine. And then you go off and do these missions. The map I found I didn't really understand it to start off with, but then I did figure it out, because you've got to go from one area to the next before you can get to your objective. So you have to go travelling through one part and then get to the next part, if that makes sense. But anyway, the driving I found really awful. It's pitch black half the time, so you can't see where you're going. Now, we're driving games, and I know people will besmirch this, but I don't like doing the in-car view. I always have to see the car. Now, I think if that had an option for that, that would have made it a bit better.
It depends on the game for me. Like, I do out-car view in games like Forza Horizon, but in stuff like Gran Turismo, it has to be in-car.
Yeah, I know some like the hardcore car racing games, people like to do the in-car, don't they, and get more of a feel for it. But no matter what car game I play, it has to be out-car view. I just find it easier for me. But anyway, I don't know where to start, really. It's just so frustrating. I didn't really enjoy any part of the game, but I just wanted to keep persevering because people have said to me, you got to get through a certain part and then it become enjoyable. But I just never reached that part for me. And then the nail in the coffin was, I think it was on the third mission. You have to go and turn on these 3 like satellites. You turn them on, and then you've got to get back into the eye of the storm to sort of exit back to your auto garage. Well, I switched 3 satellites on. All right. It say, right, the storm's approaching, so you've got to get to this gateway before the that's it. I'm trying to remember how it works now. So you have to switch these 3 satellites on. Then the storm starts coming in, and you've got to get to a gateway before the storm catches you. All right. But my car's falling apart. You've got to keep repairing it. You've got to keep refueling it. So my car's nearly had it. There's bloody flat tyres, no lights, and I'm trying to escape. And it took me about an hour to do this, and the storm caught me, right? So it sends you back to the garage, and the woman on the thing says, oh, you've got to do it all again. I'm like, what? I've just spent an hour. There's no checkpoints. I had to start the whole thing again, right? So I thought, okay, I'll do it. I know what I'm doing now. So I did it again, and the same thing happened, and I just like, no, delete. It's just so frustrating. Has anyone actually played it?
I played about an hour and deleted it.
I played it for about an hour and a half, and I'm like, no.
Yes, I don't. But I actually paid for it. So it's not like it was PS Plus or anything. I think I only paid $12 for it. But yeah, I've deleted it. I can't be doing with it. I just found the whole game just frustrating. It's supposed to be a driving game, yet the driving is one of the worst parts of it. If you want to, if it's going to be primarily driving, you want it to be a good, steady, tight driving experience. But no, it just flips all over the place. You're skidding all over the place. If your lights break, it's pitch black. Just everything about it. No, delete.
There we go.
Can't you upgrade your vehicle or anything, though, on it? You must be able to upgrade your tyres and things like that. So.
Yeah. I think the whole aim of the game is you do these missions and you can upgrade all your car and stuff, which is what I really wanted to do. But in the first few missions, it's basic stuff. So you have to, and it's a lot of, like, you get back to your auto garage and you have to spend another 10, 15 minutes repairing all your car. You have to go around all the panels and you have to repair them, and you have to put all new tyres on. And then you have to go and put the lights on, and then you have to stock up with stuff. And it's like, you've got to stock up all your gear for, like, because when you're going out, you're going to be gone ages. You need to stock up, make sure you've got everything. It's just too much of a chore. And then you've got to plan your route, and no. I just found it so frustrating. It's annoying because I've got 8% on the trophies. So it's tarnished my trophy list. But hey.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah.
Who was next? Darren.
Hasn't honestly been that much else, to be fair, outside of like that little bit on Crimson Desert and mucking around on Cyberpunk.
Fair enough, mate.
Just sort of dailies on other bits and bobs. There was an update that came out this week, I think it was, for First Descendant, which added a new game mode, which I still haven't tried yet.
Fair enough.
Tweaked and upgraded some of the other Descendants and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much outside that, I'm afraid.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about a game I completed this week, and I wanted to get into this with you guys. Resident Evil Requiem. I completed it this week.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're in the Discord or in our WhatsApp group, you would have seen me bitching about this. I actually,
And on Twitter.
yeah, when I completed it though, I was like, I actually enjoyed the end, like, you know, because the back half of the game you're playing as Leon for the most part, and his parts are actually quite fun. Reminded me a little bit of old school Resident Evils, you know. Playing as this Grace, though, mate. Oh my god, what the fuck! I nearly
Best part of the game.
she is awful, mate. Like
Oh,
absolutely
behave.
awful. Now, I would admit, I didn't play her as it was recommended in the game. I played her all in third person, but it gave me the option to do so. So that's the game's fault, not mine.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that makes much of a difference. I don't know.
But it's just like she's all like the things that annoy me, right? Is she stutters all the fucking time and is really grating on me. But like, especially like at the beginning of the game, there's this big monster and it's chasing you around and that. And every time you start running, she's literally just falling over all the time. And I'm like, just fucking run, you stupid dickhead. Just run.
I think
So falling over.
I think those stumbling, falling animations are just for the when you're playing in third person, because I didn't notice that in first person.
Yeah, but it's just it's
because
way
you'll be
overdone.
running, I imagine, in first person, and there are times when you're like, mate, you call this a run, girl? Move.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I imagine, yeah. But those were the only bits that really were really frustrating me, to be honest. Just those issues with her. But graphically, the game looks stunning, absolutely stunning, and it does do a good job of giving you like them jump scares every now and again, as well with her, because she's kind of more the sneaky player, whereas Leon's the, you know, go in and just fucking shoot the fuck out of everything.
Yeah, she's the horror, he's the action kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, the first half of the game, I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know, I was a little bit down on it. But then as soon as I kind of got out of that first, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't played it. There's an area that you're in. Once you get out of there, and there's like a scene with a helicopter, and then you're with Leon, and then you start sniping and playing more as him. Like, I started to enjoy it a lot more, to be honest. You know, the whole area in Raccoon City, and you revisit old places, and he has memories of seeing certain people in certain areas in the city, and then you go to the police station, and that's really cool. I really enjoyed that part of it. But I don't know, man. Like, I thought the game was good. I really do think it was good, but not, oh my god, best game ever, absolutely amazing, like what people were saying, if that makes sense. I think, like, in my personal opinion, I preferred 7.
You know what I think it is, Webby?
To remake.
I think you didn't like people besmirching Crimson Desert. There's a lot of people preferring Resident Evil, so you had to besmirch it. You did exactly the same last year with Ark Raiders. Everyone was on Ark Raiders.
Well, no one's playing Ark Raiders now, are they? Ark Raiders is dead.
Well, I'm actually still playing a little bit, but yeah, it has dropped off massively. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying
everyone else was playing it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that Requiem is shit by any means. I think, you know, there's a lot of positives there. It's just that character is fucking annoying. Like,
I actually really like that character.
Well, that's opinions, mate, isn't it?
I thought,
that's
yeah,
opinion,
exactly, yeah.
But I just find her like a proper annoying teenage girl.
She started off a little bit like that, but she gets better as it goes on. Like this.
Yeah.
But no, I like. On a
And
personal
like you're
level,
saying,
I
oh,
didn't.
what's she whelping for? Because she's getting chased by fucking zombies.
Well, just fucking run. Don't
What would
fucking
you be
fall-
doing? What would you be doing?
I'd be shooting the fuck out of him. I'm Leon, mate. I'm hardcore. I played enough Resident Evils.
Yeah. What
You
did you
know.
think to the sort of the mechanics with the Leon, where you're getting sort of points for killing thing, and then you can spend them at the
Oh, I quite like that. Like
chest?
doing the
Did you?
upgrades. And,
Rather
yeah.
than the traditional buying stuff, like
I
what
didn't
are you
mind that.
buying?
But the other weird thing about the game, it was very predictable in every area you went to. Oh, you got to find 3 items to open a door. And that happened on many occasions throughout the game. And I know that's a classic Resident Evil thing, but I was like, oh, it's happening again. Like, I was like, for fuck's sake, you know, you have the 3 things for the door at the beginning, and then you got to find things for another door. And then when you're Leon, you got to do the 3 things for the explosives on them rooftops. Which I was a bit like, oh, for fuck's sake. But still did it. Still enjoyed it. But not as much as Resident Evil 2 Remake, as I'd say, and other Resident Evils. As I say, it's a good game, but not, oh my God, best game of the year, amazing. For me, on a personal thing. And that's just because Grace is an annoying fucking girl.
Well, it's game of the year for me so far, but obviously I've not played much else so far, and obviously it's still early in the year, so
yeah,
whether it'll be there towards the end of the year, we'll see. But
yeah, but no, as I say, it's a decent game, just not.
You think some of the enemies, changing up the enemies, and that was pretty cool. Like the singers, and then the big thing that chases you around the prison thing. I thought she was cool. And
the chef.
The chef,
the chef, yeah. But yeah, but I quite like the twist in the story as well towards the end.
No, I really like the story.
Yeah, I thought that was quite well done, to be honest. So I'll give it its props for a lot of things, to be honest. But say for me, it was the tail end of the game for me, which really gave it a big thumbs up. Yeah, cool. Graham, you played anything else?
Not a lot, really. Bit of Gran Turismo, bit of pool. That's about it, really.
I was on Gran Turismo 7 last night, and since you just mentioned it, might as well, because it was on my list. And I decided, well, I went on with one of my mates, who I used to work with for a while, and I made a lobby, and we had some races, and that was quite fun. But before he came online, because he's one of those people that says, oh, yeah, I'll be on in 10 minutes, and then an hour later, he's still fucking waiting. So I decided to join a random lobby. And it was just like, and what people do is they make random lobbies, because usually I play the sport mode, which is very 10 o'clock, there's a race, and it's all ranked. Whereas the lobbies are what people make. So I hadn't done a lobby in ages. And it was just an open one. It wasn't racing. It was just old jumping with a JDM car. Where it was like a Japanese cruise. We're all in our different Japanese cars, just cruising around the Tokyo Expressway and just chatting shit. And it reminded me of the old Xbox 360 days, because we're all just chatting in the game chat with our headsets on. It was quite fun.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what I'd mentioned that. Yeah, it was quite good.
I love a bit of Gran Turismo.
Oh, so good, man. So good. Cool. All right, Peebs, you said you played more games, no?
Yeah, I'm going to do a Webby.
Go for it.
The game that you all rave about. I mean, the game is Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2.
Oh, don't besmirch it. Darren will get really upset, and so will Frosty.
Well, I know Frosty and Darren are massive. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but I do not think it's as good as everyone. It's a run and gun.
Have you got to the operations though?
I'm currently
still in the campaign.
I finished the campaign and I've done 2 or 3 operations, and I will give you that once you get into the operations, it does improve. The campaign is literally just get in a lift, assemble here, get in a lift, go to the next area, go down a tunnel, go down some steps, get in a lift, go down to the next area, assemble here, go in a lift. It's like, oh.
It's because it's telling a story and obviously set pieces and it's loading stuff while you're in lifts and things.
I mean, the graphics are well done, the enemies are brilliant, the way, obviously, the multiple enemies all swarming at you is really well done. You know, the shooting and everything, the melee is tight. It's just, I thought it was just a bit samey. Now, onto the operations, like I say, I will give you that. It does seem to be a bit better. I'm playing with randoms at the minute because I want to get on with you guys at some point. I can see it obviously improving.
See, the problem is it's one of those games that a lot of the fun for me is playing with my mates.
Yeah.
It's not a game I go on with randoms and that because I want to chat shit with people I know while I'm playing it. So I think that's what you're kind of missing.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. It's in depth. Obviously, there's the campaign. You've got the operations. You've got like multiplayer, like team deathmatch and other things. And I think is there like a horde mode as well and wave modes and things. So there's a lot there. Mode. There's a lot of ranking up to do, and by the looks of it, do you rank up each class separately?
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, you've got like 7 separate classes. I think it is. I think it's 6. I can't remember. No, I think it's 7 now. They all level up separately. They all have separate perks that they can have equipped, and you can prestige them as well multiple times to earn permanent perks that are different, majority to what the perks are you can select if you're leveling up. And obviously, while you're playing it and using weapons, you're leveling and ranking them up, unlocking perks for those weapons as well. So it's one of those, the more you feed into it, the better you get. Then you can take on higher difficulties, etc., etc.
Yeah, because I see you've platinumed it. You've put like something like 400 odd hours into it, which is madness.
Yeah, 450 something, I think it is.
Yeah. I'll say, I mean, I'm liking it. Don't get me wrong, but I just thought the campaign was a bit samey. But now the campaign's finished, although if I want to try and platinum it, I'm going to have to go back through it to do all the collectibles, which is going to be annoying.
I will say you'd have probably enjoyed the campaign more had you played the rest of it with people you knew.
Well, yeah, because I did the first couple of levels with you two, didn't I?
Yeah. I remember when we jumped in and it was just like, oh, what level is this first one? I was like, oh, no, this is on the fucking rats or whatever it is. And it's gone down my crowd, man. Like,
yeah. So, but obviously, again, it's get us all online at the same time to play it. That's the issue. So I've just been doing it at randoms. But yeah, I'm still going to put some hours into it. I want to do all these operations and try and get a few more trophies.
Some of them are really good as well, depending on like how much you know, like certain places in the universe and things like that. It'd be some of the background detail they stuck in on those operations and stuff, like just like in the campaign, is just like crazy to me how far they went with a lot of the aesthetics.
Yeah, so
good game, mate.
Yeah, it's all right.
You just need to try and put some shout outs in the Discord and WhatsApp when you're on and try and make an effort to come on, mate.
Well, yeah, well, the thing is like Frosty, he plays it a lot, but obviously I'm guessing he plays it on Steam, so I don't see him online, you see.
Yeah.
Although it is cross-play, but I don't see him on it, so yeah, I'll have to do some shout-outs on Discord.
Yeah, because we need to get on that and Toxic Commando as well, so...
But yeah, I still want to do a bit of that more. Yeah, I want to do some more of that.
That was a fun game, like, so the gunplay in that game was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I'm just not got a lot of time at the minute because I've got my stepson over from Japan, so I'm not really around much for the next week and a half.
No.
So it's a bit annoying, but there we go.
Okie dokie. Do you want me to talk quickly about my other game, or are you going on to your
go for it?
I've got more games, mate. So I wanted not many. I wanted to talk about a
Yeah,
new.
he hasn't played many games this week.
No,
He's not outlaws everyone else.
I wanted to talk about a new release that came out this week, which I really, 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 really do recommend. It's out on Game Pass, but if this
I know what you're going to say.
if this wasn't on Game Pass, I would have bought this on Steam. And just look at the reviews; it's getting massively good reviews everywhere. It's a little game called Replaced, and it's a 2.5D side-scrolling game with really, really amazing art. It's like really amazing, like pixel type art style with really good lighting effects as well. But basically, the story is you're an AI, but you've been put into a human body, so you're kind of learning about the physical world as you're playing the game. And it's mad because it's not. I've not played it a lot. I've only played a couple of hours, but it's not entirely linear. Like the beginning is, but then you get to a point where you're in this city, well, this town, but you can just go anywhere you want in this town, and there's like side quests that you can pick up, and then you go off and you kind of try and figure out what to do before going on to like the main, accepting like go and talk to the guy for the next kind of main thing to do. But what I really like about it is the story so far I really dig, and it does a really good job of telling the story in game. But also the combat is so much fun. Like they've managed to make a Batman Arkham Asylum type combat system in a 2.5D realm. So the way it works is you've got your melee attack, but then like a little coloured icon will go above an enemy's head if they're going to do a certain attack. So it'll be orange if you can block and counter, or red if you can't counter it, so you need to dodge. And you kind of get into a rhythm, like when you're playing Batman and you get into that rhythm when you're fighting. It's kind of like that, but in this different art style. It just works really well. I never thought I'd see this combat system work in this kind of art, in this 2.5D kind of plane. So what I've played so far is really cool. And what I chuckled at as well, because it's set in kind of a post-apocalyptic future where, you got the rich people living in the city in these real plush areas, but then the poor people all live in the slums. So you're in this slum city, but there's this girl who has her own little arcade, but the side mission was to get this power thing to fix her arcade machine. So you only fix one, but then you can actually play the arcades. So I was playing the little arcade game within the game, and if you beat her top score, she gives you something. We're not going to spoil it. But that arcade game was quite well done as well. So I just think it's kind of this game feels like a real labour of love, because it's just so, like, the combat is really tight. The art style's really, really nice. The beginning of the game just really draws you in, because you kind of escape a facility type area, but then like people are shooting at you and you're hiding behind objects, and there's this train with a fucking machine gun on it that's like in front of you and it's following you along the tracks and you've got to avoid it, and all those little bits. I was like, fuck, man, this reminds me of games I used to play on like the Mega Drive, but in real cool graphics, So yeah, I really do recommend this, even with as I say, I've only played it a couple of hours, but wow, like, I was just like, this game is epic, and I've only played it for a few hours. I can't wait to play it some more. So yeah,
that's called, Webby. It looks smart.
Yeah, it's cool. It's called Replaced.
Yeah, it's like zooms in and out as well, doesn't it, with the camera and things? It's not just like the static side.
Yeah, so it's £17 on Steam. I'm not sure how much it is on PlayStation. It'll probably be a similar price on there, but
I can't see it on PlayStation.
Is it not on PlayStation? Are you sure?
Well, I can't see it. Can't find it.
I thought it was on everything. I'm sure it was. If not, then that would suck balls, but I'm sure it's on... I'm sure it is.
No, it's not on there.
It's not on PlayStation. Oh my goodness.
Replaced.
Is it only on Xbox and PC then? Oh,
It's not.
I'm just looking on their
Maybe,
website. Steam, Xbox, and that's it. Steam, Xbox, GOG, and Epic.
Yeah, that's crap then.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't
can always
realise
find
that.
the Xbox up. I think I've got a month's free Game Pass, so I might use that. I've been waiting to put it in. I'm waiting for a couple of games to come on there that's worth like wasting a month's thing on, so that I can play them. But I mean, it does look good from the Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's a really cool game. I didn't realise it wasn't on PlayStation until just then. I just assumed it was on everything, like most games.
Yeah.
No, I think it's really, really good, mate. As I say, my initial impressions after just a couple of hours is just wow. So give it a go if you got Game Pass or Xbox or PC, I guess. Yeah. So and thank you, Mellifella, for following the Twitch. Awesome. What else you play, Peebs?
Well, like I said, I've been struggling to find things to play. So I've been using the catalogue, and I found a game. It's called A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead, and it is based on the film. If anyone remembers it, I think Emily Blunt was in it.
Blunt, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a few years old now, but it's like a horror type film. Anyway, I sort of looked at a few trailers and I thought, I don't know, it looks quite. Because I wanted something like a Silent Hill type, like a horror adventure type game.
Right.
That's what I fancied playing. So, and this sort of looked like it had fit the mould. So I put it on, and I've done the first 2 chapters, and I'm actually quite liking it. I mean, it's
like
not
a
action heavy.
Game, then, is it? Or
it's single player, sort of fairly linear. It's obviously based on the game, based on the film. In the film, it's these. I've not actually seen the film, but it's basically about these monsters that they obviously kill you, but they must be blind or something. But they're going on by the hearing, so you've got to be quiet. You basically you're creeping around all the time. So you're like in this setting up and you're in this old house, and you've got to go around, and there's loads of collectibles, but you're basically sneaking around. So it's not action. There's no gunning or anything like that. Basically, stealthy, sneak around, following the objects, picking things up, unlocking things, and going around. And then it's quite clever the way, like if you make a sound, the monster will appear, and you've got you've got like this heart thing that's up in the corner, and she's got asthma, and you can see her heart beating, and it starts to go from blue to amber to red. So when you start seeing that, you've got to do your inhaler and things like that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's sort of, I hadn't really heard of it before. Obviously, I'd heard of the film, but I didn't know they had a game. But it's quite well done. I mean, the graphics are quite nice. I'm quite liking it. So, and it's on the catalogue, so if anyone wants to play it.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like I say, I'm only a couple of chapters in, but that'll be my main game in the next couple of weeks.
Very nice.
And then I will probably try and pick up Kronos, because that's what I was itching to get, really.
Yeah.
But I was just waiting for a price drop. I mean, I've got enough on my CEX to get it, but I was like, I've got about 80 quid on my CEX, and there's quite a few games I want, but I'm not sure how it works when you order.
Right.
Because they're coming from different stores. I think they charge you postage and package for each one, rather than if you was getting it from, I don't know, Game or Shop 2. Obviously, they'd bundle it all in with one postage and packaging. But because they're coming from all different places, I think that's how it works anyway. I might be wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm liking it.
Nice.
Stunned it'll be on that soon, because I know he listens, and I know he's trying to keep ahead of me. He knows I'm catching him, and this is popping trophies quite
is it now?
Quite frequently. Yes.
Nice.
But yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, I'm not. I'm going to omit a couple of games, so I'm going to talk about one more thing. Let me just delete these off my notes. So I don't put them in the show notes. The last thing I've been playing is my Evercade system. Now, if you don't know what the Evercade is, I talked about it years ago when I got it. It's basically a retro style console that plays cartridges. And what the company does is they get licensing to do older games and put them on a cartridge and you play them. So it's basically the old school way of gaming. You know, you buy a cartridge, there's a game on it. Well, they normally do 6 games a cartridge and you play it. It's a little... I've got 2 systems. I've got the handheld and the home console. The home console has 4 USB ports. Any controller will work with it, which is great. It does come with 2. So me and Marcus have been playing it quite a bit today because I hadn't had it out for ages. And the reason I got it out today is because I actually ordered a few games on Saturday that are coming next week and it got me in the mood to play it. And I blame the NeoGeo announcement for this because they've got 3 NeoGeo cartridges out that are quite recent. So I've ordered them. But the way they do the cartridges is they've got red cartridges which were for home consoles. They've got blue cartridges which were for home computers. And the red cartridges which are arcade ports. So, yeah, there's like 80 odd cartridges out now. I only own about 20. But yeah, I've been playing like Pac-Man. We went through, me and Marcus played the Galco arcade collection today. So we were playing this snowboarding game, which was fun. A game called World Rally, Thunder Hoop. Just loads of arcade games, man. It's just a lot of fun to play. But I'm not going to give them a shout out for their customer support because this is something that happened to me and it's a little story I wanted to tell. So obviously I haven't plugged the console in for quite a while. And I know obviously everything's offline with the playing the cartridges and stuff like that, but you can connect the system to Wi-Fi for system updates if they want to improve some stuff. Anyway, I noticed that there was a system update for it yesterday. So I downloaded the update and applied the update, and then the console it restarts to implement the patch. Wouldn't fucking turn on. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So every time I press the power button, I get a white light flash on the front of the console. I was like, what the fuck? It's not turning on. Tried all different power supplies. Nothing was working. I went onto their official Reddit, their official Discord, asked the question, what this means. Don't know. You know, you have to do a support request for an email. I was like, fuck's sakes. I sent an email. I've still not had a reply. Anyway, I was fanning around just Googling online what it could be because I thought it must have, like, I was thinking to myself, the patch must have corrupted. So anyway, I asked AI, and AI was like, yeah, the one white flash is a corrupted the BIOS. And I was thinking, there must be a way of fixing this. Anyway, I fixed it today. Quite proud of myself. And you know how I fixed it? And I got banned from their Discord for telling people how I fixed my console, which is really fucking dumb. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Because I put a post on there this morning saying I fixed it and this is how I did it. There is a website called EverSD, right? So the EverSD is a third-party unofficial thing where you can buy a cartridge off their website, but put an SD card in it and just play all the games. I don't own one of those, but on their support page, they have links to download the official Evercade software if you want to put your system back to its original state, because to get the EverSD to work, you need to modify the software, but they give you the original software if you want to go back to the original. So I downloaded that, fannied around on my PC, connected it to my PC, and loaded it onto my Evercade after a bit of trial and error. Bang, it's working. It's on the latest official patch now, and it works. And I was thinking to myself, why the fuck doesn't... it's a company called Blaze that own Evercade. Why don't they have this available on their official website to do? It makes no sense to me. I had to fanny around online for a good 2 hours until I finally stumbled upon this website that had it, So I fixed it. I was happy. So I was like, I went onto the Discord and said, I managed to fix it, guys. Thanks for your help. I've got it from here. You have been, and then I got banned and I had a message. You've been banned for breaking the rules on promoting, piracy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I fucking fixed my console that you couldn't help me do. You know what I mean? Wankers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'd still be sitting here with a brick system now because I still haven't replied to my email asking for help and they have no phone number or anything. So,
well, there's similar. A while back, I told you about this PS5 disc I've got of Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Will not work.
Yeah.
I've had the same issue. Obviously, I've still not got to the bottom of it, but I've actually, because I've been YouTubing it and Googling it and stuff, and people have said, look, if you just keep bombarding in the Activision's help desk or whatever, eventually they'll just give you a code for it.
Oh, right, okay.
So I've been bombarding them. To be fair, they were coming back to me for a while. They're like, try this, try that. I've tried everything. Yeah, they've even done. Can you do a video of you trying to start it up? So I did a video. Can you upload it to YouTube and then send it to us? So I did all that, and then they've gone silent, and I still can't play the game.
Wow.
And then they'll reply like 3 days later. Oh, sorry, we're so busy, which I sort of get. But then they're like, well, have you tried this? Can you try this for us? Look, I've tried everything you've asked me to. It's not working. It's a common fault because everyone, if you Google it, everyone's saying the same.
Yeah.
So you know what the problem is. So don't pretend you don't. Just give me a code so I can play the game because I've purchased on disc and I can't play it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bollocks, mate. And it's a shame because I love the idea of like the Evercade. It's a cool little thing because it's retro. You buy a cartridge, you put it in, and it works. You play the game. There's no online store.
So it's just old school.
Yeah,
I was going to say there's no friends list or anything like that.
There's nothing. It's just completely like the whole point of it was you go, you buy a cartridge, you put it in, and you play. Yeah, that's it. And that's what I like about it, and that's why I bought it. And I think it came out like 2020 or 21 or something like that. And I only dug it out again because I wanted these NeoGeo cartridges because apparently I was looking online and they're quite rare now. Like one of them sold out and I managed to get the last one on on Saturday. And I bought the other 2 cartridges of Funstock. Funstock are the main website that do all the Evercade stuff. And I just love the idea of it, just the old school mentality of buying a cartridge and slotting it in and playing because they're not massively expensive, like £20 each and like 20 quid for 6 games. I don't think it's that bad, on a physical bit of media, and the boxes are really nice and have a full manual inside as well. So, you can build up your collection quite nice, but I was just so pissed off with their lack of support on email and their so-called support on Discord. Their official Discord site. Oh, I don't know. And I was like thinking, someone must have had this issue because as soon as I put it into Copilot and I explained the symptoms, it came up and it gave me links to some old Reddit threads and stuff. The one white light flash is the BIOS is corrupted. This is what you got to do. Blah blah blah. And I was like, come on, And I had to go to an unofficial website that does, dodgy cartridges just to get the fucking software. It's absolutely bollocks, mate,
Yeah.
So that's been my drama until I sorted it this morning. So, but apart from that, they're cool little systems. They've got obviously the home system, and they've got a load of different handhelds, and they've got this handheld that's like a Game Boy shape that I like. I quite like the look of. And there's a NeoGeo one. It's NeoGeo branding, and it's got a load of games built in, and they've got like loads of other different ones as well. So, and they've just they're bringing out a Nexus one, which is like an N64 style one, and it comes with Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. So yeah, they're doing some cool stuff, man. But yeah, it's just a bit frustrating, the lack of support. So that's my story. But I'll let you know how the Metal Slug games run and stuff on it. Hopefully when the cartridges arrive in a week. Yeah. That's all I've played. And that's my little drama. So, anything else from you guys?
Nope.
No.
Oh, well, I guess on that note, I think that's it. Yeah, so just quickly, just looking at that NeoGeo one on here. It's got 14 built-in NeoGeo games. It's 50 quid, and then it plays all the cartridges. So that's my next one. That's quite tempting. It just looks cool. Sweet. Right, on that note, everyone, thank you for coming on. It's been awesome. And yeah, so from all of us here, it's been emotional. We will see you next week. Goodbye.